Hey everyone. I'm not gonna do a HIIT workout today. I don't think I can do 5 days a week. I think that was a little ambitious. Instead, we're gonna turn Wednesday into a stretch day. And I'm gonna do Metcon on Thursday, and then we'll do a strength day again on Friday. I just think that's better for me. It should be better for you too. So today's only going to be stretch. It's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes, and I'm going to leave it up pinned on my site so that you can come and do it whenever you want. My right knee is really killing me again today, and I think it's because I've been letting my muscles get too tight. Please, please, please keep in mind that regeneration and rest is as important as exercise. It's something I don't nearly talk about enough that I really should be talking about more. So without further ado, I'm going to get my recorder going and then just my camera. And then we're going to do a nice stretch. And if you guys have any questions, I'll stay on here and chat for a little bit. Hey, Denise, it's the stretch you've been asking for. We're going to do it today. I'm going to do a lot of focus on stretches that are really good for your knees and stretches that are really good for your hips and back. Because after all the workouts I've been doing, that's what's getting really tight and sore on me. Let me just get my little video here going, and then we're going to get started. Okay, you guys, let's start. How do you guys want to start? This is very weird. I've never done just a stretch. Let's just start kneeling. If you have a yoga mat or something soft to put your knees on, you're welcome to grab it. One foot in front, and just press into that hip. This should feel really good. It shouldn't feel excessive. If it does, pull back a little bit. We're just getting going here today. Push into the front of that hip. Really feel the stretch under this supporting leg and in the front of your hip. Oh, awesome. You guys, make sure that if you have a knee that's bothering you, I should do it just because I do too. Always, 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 if you have a bad knee, cushion it. Okay, here we go. All right, it's time. Tuck those back toes on the floor. Pick that knee up off the floor. Really press back into that heel. You should feel a nice lengthening. So instead of existing up here, really press back into that back heel and feel a really nice lengthening of the calf. Always remember, knee, ankle, one line. I've got my hot red pants on today. My mom loves these pants. Good. If you're super bendy and you're ready, you're welcome to, at this point, to drop down to your elbows as I try and control the mane. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, keep that back knee straight. Good. If you come down, come on back up. Right arm is going to go to the back wall as you twist open. Keep pressing back into that heel. Don't let yourself come forward too long. Really feel that back leg extending straight and pressing back into that heel as you twist up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, set your hand down. Drop that knee down low again. I fully realize not everyone's as flexible as I am. I really should have tied my hair up for this. I want you to reach your heel for your butt. Even if you don't make it as far as I do, maybe you're right here, that's okay. I really want you to feel that quad is lengthening out. Other arm is going to reach back and connect if you can. Even if you just grab a toe, maybe you can grab an ankle, or maybe you can get all the way down to your shin. Another good way to do this if you have a partner to help is to wrap something around your ankle and then hold on to that and pull your ankle closer to you. Nice. Let that go. Sit back into that leg, straighten out your front leg, flex your foot. Ooh, and this is why my knee is hurting, because my hamstring is too tight. You guys, we're going to be here about 30 seconds. I do have us on a timer. Try and relax. I think with stretching, relaxing is probably always the hardest part. It should feel good. You guys are doing great. You got another 10 seconds right here. Just try and breathe. Really feel that lengthen right there. Good. Put that foot back on the floor. Pillow can be removed because we're gonna sit down. You're gonna tuck your back knee to the side of your right foot and sit down. So if I swivel, this is what I look like. You can't see me. And now you can. So this is what I look like, all right? You're gonna capture across your body. Grab your right leg with your left arm and twist. A more advanced option is to pass your elbow over, straighten out that arm, and then twist in the other direction. You're gonna look for the back wall. Take a deep breath in here. You're gonna be feeling a stretch in a couple places. If you have a tight hip like I do, you might be feeling it right here. You're gonna feel a nice thoracic spine twist, and you might also feel a little stretch in your shoulder in the back right in here. Good. You're gonna open your twist. Right arm captures that right leg and you twist open. More advanced option is to pass over and twist. Nice job, everyone. Twist back to the front. From here, we're going to come back to kneeling and we're going to start again in the other direction. So this time, left foot forward. Grab your pillow. Silly me to do this without protection. I had a really inappropriate joke to make that I nearly made that I'm not going to. Push into that right front hip. Extend your, make sure that your left knee and ankle are in one line. And just get comfy here. We're going to be here for a second. Really press into that right hip. Feel your hip flexor lengthen out. I'm a big believer that if you have pain, it's not in the joint, it's above or below. So for me, it's my right knee that always hurts when either my hip flexor gets too tight or my hamstring gets too tight. I never really feel it in my right hip. I feel it in my knee. Good. Tuck those back toes, pick that knee up off the floor, and just get heavy. Really reach back into that right heel. I don't want you up here. I want you pressing back through that heel and lengthening out your calf. Straight right leg, press back. It should feel really good. Good. If you'd like to, work your way down to your elbows. People always ask me how long I stretch for, which means the amount of time it took to do this video is really sad. I usually try and stretch for 10 to 20 minutes every night. I have been terrible about that lately. I don't know why. Come on back up. Open your left arm up to the sky as you twist. Keep sending weight back into that foot. Good. Come on back. Set that knee down. You're going to pick that leg up and pull it. Remember, if you can't reach it, just do little pulses. Try and really lengthen out. If you can, left arm is going to go back up and around and capture that right foot. From here, you have a couple options. You can lean back if it's too much of a stretch in your hip flexor, or if you want more of a stretch in your hip flexor, really push your hips forward as you pull. So it's not just pulling back as far as you can for the quad, it's also pushing your hips forward for that hip flexor length. Good. Let that go. We're going to sit back for this hamstring stretch. Sit on back. Flex that foot. This knee does not have to straighten out all the way. It can stay bent. Ooh. This is why my knees hurt, because I don't do this enough. I know you're thinking you're one of the most flexible people we know. Believe it or not, sometimes when really flexible people let themselves get too tight, it hurts more. So being flexible, I have a greater responsibility to my body to stay that flexible. And if I don't, I really feel the effects of it. And I have not been taking care of myself. Despite the fact that I have more time, it seems that with more time, I'm less productive, not more productive, which is sad. But I've been enjoying doing these videos. Nice, everyone. We have about another 10 seconds here. Just try and relax in. Good. Remove that pillow. You're going to tuck your right knee to the side of your left foot and sit down. Right arm is going to capture that left leg. So I look like this. Right arm captures that left leg and you twist. Alternatively, you can pass that arm in front of the knee and twist open. Most important thing here is to remember to breathe. Come on back. Left arm captures the left leg, or pass that arm in front and twist the other way. People always ask me if it's better to twist one way or the other. First, I don't know. I always twist closed first and then I twist open because that's what feels good to my body. If it feels good to do the other way, do it the other way. Nice job, everyone. Meet me in front, feet together, knees wide. Okay, now that we're here, let me get rid of this. You guys, let's talk about the cervical spine real quick. When you do any type of forward bend, the temptation to keep your chin up and your cervical spine flexed is very high. What I want you to try and do is drop your chin all the way to your chest. As you do this, you're going to feel everything lengthen in your spine. Sometimes I'm so tight. Wow, my hair's really something else today. Sometimes I'm so tight, when I drop my chin, I will feel it straight down my lumbar back. That's a good thing. That all needs to be stretched out. As human beings, we're always compressing those vertebrae back there. It's a really good idea to pull them in the other direction. So what I want you to do, chin to chest, let that tuck and roll you down. And as you roll down, reach your fingers in front of you. Now, I'm not going to look up at the camera, maybe, and you're not going to either. I want you to keep your chin tucked, and I want you to reach your fingers forward. You might feel a really intense stretch in your back. That's okay. If you need to, back off a bit. But whatever you do, don't pull your chin up. Keep your chin to your chest, let your neck relax, and reach as far forward as you can. Good. Slowly walk your way back up. Keep your chin to your chest. The last thing to come up is your head. I hope that felt really good. You're going to reach the blade of your hand across your shin and on the floor. We're going to stretch out that side body. Just like before, I want you to, seriously? Is this real life right now? I want you to tuck your chin and really reach. You're going to feel a nice stretch all through that side body. Keep reaching. Take a deep breath in and come up. Good. Second side. Blade of your hand slides across the floor and takes your body over. I'm reaching my nose to get to my knee. That's how much of an angle I have. I feel this side way more for some reason. You guys look great. I don't need to be in the room with you to know you're putting in the good work. Hang out, drop your chin. Oh, good. Come on, back up. You're going to open up your right leg to the side. Now, on this, I want both of your hip bones on the floor. If you open your leg so far outside that one of your hip bones is up, bring your leg forward and make sure you connect that hip bone down to the ground. For me, that's out here. 2 hip bones on the floor, 1 foot in front. You can pull this leg as close to you as you want. I leave a pretty good amount of space because I have knee issues. This leg should be wherever it's comfortable. Flex those toes, then point them, and then reach over across that side. If you've got the flexibility, top arm comes and pushes you over a little further. Stretch with Sarah. Oh, yeah. Good, everyone. You're going to take this top arm and you're going to very slowly reach it forward. Walk your way all the way forward from that deep stretch. Make sure this knee keeps facing the ceiling. Don't let this leg collapse in. And then push your way up. Good. Take this back leg to the back. I'm going to rotate for you again. So we're here. We're sideways, all right? You're going to take this leg and you're going to tuck it straight back, okay? So if I'm front, this is what I look like. And yes, if you know yoga, we're coming into pigeon. I want you to come down to your elbows if you can and just hang out. Now, a couple modifications for this. Most people can't get their hips on the floor in this position. That's okay. What I want you to do is come up and find something to sit on. So what I usually sit on, my computer's sitting on right now, but you can even use a pillow. So you're going to put it under your hip, one leg in front, one leg back. My pillow is basically just acting like a yoga block. Now for me, that's not enough of a stretch, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be right here. Hardest part about pigeon is just relaxing. If you feel any pressure in your knee, obviously avoid this position. But if you feel good, keep stretching it out. Really try and just let your hips relax. This is a position where it's very easy to hold tension. Try and take a deep breath, breathe into it, breathe out, and just sink. People always ask me how to release tension when you stretch. It's just practice. Or talking to a camera and forgetting how much your hip hurts. Come on back. You're going to rotate out of this. Just like so. Bring that leg back, and we're going to switch. Left leg out long. Remember, 2 hip bones on the floor. This arm is going to go over. If you have the flexibility, other arm reaches. I said this was going to be 15 to 20 minutes. It's looking more like 20 to 30. It's good for you. Keep reaching. You might feel a stretch in your hip. You might feel a stretch in this hip. You're going to feel some inner thigh stretch. My inner thighs are pretty flexible, so I don't feel that this much right there. Where I really love this is right in this side body. It feels amazing. Good. You're going to walk your hands in that forward direction. Remember, knee to the ceiling. And then push your way up. Back, this leg is going to go back. So if I'm here, this leg's going to travel back, and I'm going to come into pigeon. In this position, a lot of people say, I don't like how it feels on my back knee, because your leg should be completely flat. So my knee is down on the floor. If that's the case, a couple options. Tuck your toes and flex your quad so that you're not putting as much pressure down into your knee. That's one I did for a long time while I was recovering with a meniscus injury. The other one is to just allow your leg to kind of be out sideways in this diamond shape. The third one, if you're very flexible, you can actually put a yoga block on top of your quad so that your leg is a little bit more like this. But if you don't have the hip flexibility, that's not so comfortable. Ultimately, do what feels good. This should feel good. Give your toes a little pat. Good job, toes. And then just try and release tension. What else can we talk about? How long should you hold this stretch? I go for about a minute. I'm looking at my timer in the YouTube studio. Um, a lot of yoga classes I've been to will hold this for like 2 minutes. Is it excessive? No. It should feel very good, but I think sometimes yoga teachers just get a little happy with like letting people sit in positions. And if you're forcing your body into a range of motion that maybe it shouldn't be going to, that's when it gets bad. I don't think holding any particular pose is bad. It's how far we get into the pose that might be a little more detrimental. We're going to slide out of this. Just let your body rotate and come back up. All right, back to this position. One leg is going to stay right where it is. One leg is going to do the same shape in the opposite directions. So right now I have two 90-degree angles. This is a 90-degree angle, and this is a 90-degree angle. If you don't know what a 90-degree angle is, I don't know how to help you. Just kidding. We're going to lean forward over that front leg. So it might feel a little similar to what we just did. It might also feel totally different. For me, I get this stretch in a totally different place than I get it in pigeon, which is why I do both. That said, we're not going to be here long. I'm down on my forearms. You might be up on your hands. Wherever you are, we're going to walk over until we're past your hands are past your front knee. I want you to come down to your opposite or to your same elbow. So my left knee is in front. I'm down on my left elbow. You're then going to push and rotate this hip as far forward as you can, and you should start feeling a nice hip flexor stretch. Now, for my super bendy friends, you're probably not feeling this yet. That's okay. What I want you to do is keep walking your arms that way. So for me to feel the stretch, I go clear back here, which for most people is way too deep of a stretch. I want you to don't let your hip collapse. This isn't the stretch we're doing. I want you to keep this hip pressing forward and keep turning away from that leg. Good. The reason I told you to not do that stretch yet is because we're going to come to it now. The third and last one here, you're going to rotate this hip down and lean back, and you're going to feel this stretch in a completely different place. This is the one I need to do more. This is where my hip hurts. I always talk about how many different planes of motion there are. Your hip is a rotating joint, so it takes care of a lot of different planes of motion, which means it needs to be stretched in a lot of different planes of motion. Now, I have incredible hip internal rotation, so I can do a lot of things here. For the most part, you should be looking at keeping this a straight line. So if your knee's on the floor, you want your hip on the floor. And then you're going to come back. You're going to come back, and then we're going to switch. Two 90-degree angles. Looks about right. And then we're going to go forward. Thinking of donating my hair again. Probably in like a month. For those who don't know, I donate my hair every other year to an organization that helps make free wigs for families with children with cancer. And it's just about long enough to do it again. I've done it like 5 or 6 times. I like doing it. It makes me feel good. You might notice you have a tighter side and a looser side. My right side is definitely tighter, which means I've been naughty. Walk those hands over. Push this hip forward. If you don't feel enough of a stretch, keep walking. So if this shoulder is open, you're not going to feel this as much. You need to twist this shoulder away from that leg. So it's like a rubber band stretching out. You're pulling that whole spiral line of your body. And sometimes we'll even stretch this arm up and overhead just to really increase that stretch all through my left side. Denise, these hip flexor stretches are for you. Good. Remember, keep pushing that hip forward. Don't let it sit down. I want you pressing into this stretch, not pulling away from it. Walk your hands back forward. Put this hip down on the floor and then lean back. I know a lot of people that can get really low in this and keep their knee down. I can't. If you're not feeling it here, make sure that this hip is down and this knee is down, and then doing that, get as low as you can. This is about as far as I can go without thinking I'm going to risk something. There's a lot of stuff we can do for arms and upper body. This was kind of more hip, knee, back dominant, lower back dominant. I'll probably do a lot of different stretch videos. I should label them, right? Hips, knees, what I'm doing. But this is what my body needed today. Come on back up. Ooh, pull that knee in. Take a little lean forward. Notice now how much more flexible you are here. Drop your head. And feel how different your hips are already starting to feel. We've got one more coming. Reach your toes in front and reach for those toes. Now, just like we did in butterfly, chin to chest. When your chin hits your chest, see how low you can go. Even me, even when I drop my head, I feel an incredible stretch in my upper back. It's good. It's why I don't have tension headaches. Keep reaching. Leaving your chin where it is, I want you to flex one foot and then switch. Flex, switch. You might start feeling a stretch in your calves on the flexed foot. That's a good thing. Good. Point both toes, reach forward one more time, and then roll up one vertebrae at a time. Chin is the last thing to come up. Whew. I'm not sure about you guys. I feel so much better. That's about it for today. We're going to do new stretches every Wednesday. If you guys have a particular part of your body that needs some help or attention, let me know. I feel better. I hope you guys do too. Yeah, stretch your bodies out. You can put this on fast forward and do these really quickly. As you get used to it, you can kind of flow through them in about 5 to 10 minutes, two-sided, no problem. But yeah, make sure you're stretching your bodies every night. We don't do much stretching after classes. We only do like 2 or 3 minutes, which means you really should be doing a little bit more on your own, especially if you're working as hard as I work you guys in those classes. We'll be back tomorrow with Metcon. If you guys have any questions, shoot me a comment. I'll stay on for like another 30 seconds unless there's a question. What else? Metcon tomorrow, Tabata Strength on Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed the wine bottle circuit yesterday. I had a lot of fun with that one. It was just nice to change it up. Gave me and Mom a reason to get out of the house and go shopping in our gloves and mask. Yeah, you're so welcome, Denise. Yeah, if you guys have any certain body parts that need to be stretched, shoot me an email, and next Wednesday we will do more good stretches. I think it's probably better for me to do that where I do a Tuesday, Wednesday, or a Monday, Tuesday HIIT class, Thursday, Friday HIIT class with a stretch in the middle, because otherwise I just think my body's going to fall apart. I'm not young anymore, even though I think I am. You guys are amazing. I will see you tomorrow. Shoot me a message on IG if you need anything.